In 2013, the election of President Hassan Rouhani was followed by intense negotiations with the 5 permanent members of the UN Security Council plus Germany, the P5+1. The result in 2015 was the Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, the JCPOA, a detailed agreement. Iran's obligations were sweeping to severely reduce its stockpile of enriched uranium, limit enrichment to 3.67%, permanently convert the Arak heavy water reactor, and accept the most intrusive inspection regime ever devised. In return, the P5+1's obligation was singular and clear: to dismantle the suffocating web of nuclear-related sanctions. For years, the IAEA repeatedly and explicitly certified Iran's full compliance with the deal. Under its terms, the core of Iran's peaceful nuclear program was effectively frozen. However, from the very beginning, Obama, but more importantly opponents of the deal in Congress, began to violate it by undermining the economic benefits Iran was promised. Ultimately, in 2018, U.S. President Trump pulled the U.S. out of the deal, reimposing and intensifying sanctions in a campaign of maximum pressure imposed against all Iranians. As a result, the deal collapsed. Iran, squeezed and seeing no economic benefit, began a calculated incremental response in 2019, expanding its peaceful nuclear activities. The assassination and martyrdom of Iranian General Soleimani in 2020 poured fuel on the fire, making negotiation unthinkable for the foreseeable future. The diplomatic landscape shifted again with the 2021 election of President Ebrahim Raisi. Under Raisi, Iran negotiated from a position of hardened grievance and significantly advanced nuclear capability. His stance was unequivocal. The U.S., which had shattered the deal, must first lift the nuclear-related sanctions verifiably and permanently. The talks produced a final text that was accepted by the EU's foreign policy chief, Joseph Borrell, who described the Iranian position as reasonable. Ultimately, however, U.S. President Biden declined to accept it. Having seen multiple agreements with the West collapse, Iran under President Raisi became more determined to deprioritize Western powers and build deeper relationships with partners in the global majority, joining both BRICS and the Shanghai Cooperation Organization during his tenure. Following President Raisi's demise and the election of President Masoud Pezeshkian, a new attempt was launched to resolve the nuclear issue through negotiation. His administration signaled a willingness to explore a path toward resolving the issue under the right conditions, seeking a balanced and honorable resolution. But even as Iran was beginning indirect diplomatic negotiations, the Trump and Netanyahu regimes were secretly conspiring against Iran and ultimately launched a murderous regime change war.